Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 677. Today we're doing battle with Vanessa. And so, long time no see. Man, it feels like it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since we've gotten a video out here. I don't think it's been that bad, but that sickness I had a week or so ago really wiped me out. Not just in terms of getting knocked out physically, but all that bullshit that you would just finish in your free time was done being sick. And so you have to go back and make up that other stuff as well. And really hammered into my ability to make these videos. But hopefully, we stay well, we stay good. We're able to get back onto our regularly scheduled video times. And so with this, let's kick things off here with the gold tier skill. I feel like this is the kind of prime way to really be out here running with Vanessa this patch. The way I look for these, if you want to kind of tier these off, as this might be the last relevant video of this patch, is we want left-handed, right-handed. Those just build into so many super powerful builds with single item type of thing. After that, you either want like left poison, or left burn, right burn. Now, I'm not 100% sold on which one is better. I think I prefer poison in the sense that when you go like burn or when you go poison, you're going to probably be digging in with a depth charge, right? Both of those I look to have our final build be depth charge, but the journey getting us to that final build is quite different between the two. And I think that the burn builds are much stronger early. You run into a lot less situations to where you just don't have anything taking advantage of your gold skill, right? With the poison, you pretty much have to find a catfish, jellyfish, pufferfish, something like that to get the poison onto it, to where you have a lot more options with burn, not just in the quantity of items, but in the various sizes and attributes that they have. And so you can pick up a cannon and have a weapon that gives you burn, or you can pick up a lighter as a tool that gives you burn, and you have just this variety of ways to take advantage of the burn skills. But I think as the game progresses, if you're looking to build towards depth charge, burn falls off in the sense that there aren't as many good aquatic burn items, and you want to be stacking aquatic for that multicast with the depth charge. And so, long story short, when you have a board like this, you would just take what you're given. I think if you can't get left-handed, right-handed, left poison, left burn, you might just look to take arms dealer. I don't think I've really given it enough credit this patch, but we have the poison in here. We'll take it. We'll go off to the races. We'll get to running and see what we can do. And so, here to kick things off, non-weapon items, a great place to look for a poison unit. And damn, I saw the green. I saw the green on ambergris and just like I was like, oh shit, this is about to get real, but not quite the poison we're looking for. And so I'll take coral armor. It's still decent early. We can still get these Vanessa builds early to where we just stack defense for the first couple of days, and then that's good enough to just get you through until you get an actual poison item. Now, you do have access to the Viper. Try and find poison this way, but I don't think we can beat the Viper. He's going to poison us out before the round is done, so we'll just go and fight the Kyver drone. Hopefully, we get to pick up something useful out of this and just move on from there. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I've definitely been playing quite a bit of the Bazaar. It's just very tough to get the time to sit down for a couple of hours and get the video recorded and get it edited and everything. And man, just that sickness really wiped me out. It's like you see, you have to adult so hard sometimes, you know. you gotta make sure the bills are paid and the chores are done and the floors are swept and shit. And so that's a bummer. I'd definitely rather be making YouTubes than sweeping the floors, but it is what it is. All right, we got the crit talisman. That's fine. Not spectacular here, but it does go nicely onto a depth charge if it turns up. So with this, we can take the medium item. It's still pretty tough to find the poisony thing in here. You're kind of limited to pufferfish at this point. We need to find a silver one. It's going to be tough to find that silver thing here this early, but any defensive should be kind of nice. I'm not particularly interested in any of this stuff. The shovel isn't completely uninteresting with it digging up the various small items, but I would definitely just prefer to have something defensive in this space. And so I'm just going to skip past these. I'm going to roll through here. I want to try and find our best chance of winning on day one. And I think that barrel is probably just the way that we have to go. I don't particularly like barrel. in this patch. It seems like it's something that we should really like. What you're going to see a lot of us doing here is probably chasing after like depth charge, dive weights, pearl, things that just activate a whole bunch of times, but they just don't seem to really pop with barrel in this patch. But I think here it's still at least a decent stack. There's going to be a lot of opponents that can't beat this if they're not scaling damage, or they're not scaling poison or having poison or something, then we should be pretty strong against them. But here, not a lot of great stuff within that shop. Didn't have any money, didn't have the opportunity to get the experience points, so we'll just take the rando item. At least had a minor bonus, right? We got that 5 shield on our coral armor. That's all we should ever need. Now what do we got here? He's got burn, but it's not scaling burn. I think we're probably okay here. We'll just have to, I guess, see how it plays out for a moment. But yeah, his burn's not coming in nearly fast enough. Our shield should be enough to take us here. All right, good stuff, good stuff. The fiery GPU. Those small enchanted items, I'm curious to see what happens in this next patch. I'm not certain if there'll be a patch a patch today is a patch should be released later today. It seems like we've been in that cadence of releasing a balance patch 1 week and then releasing a server patch the next week and then a balance patch the week after that. So like every 2 weeks you get a balance patch. This would be 2 weeks in terms of balance, but I don't know if they're looking to now switch from into the more kind of like seasonal cadence to where, you know, they released the open beta expansions and then you may not get a bunch of balance patches until the next season, which I think they're doing month-long seasons. I don't know. That's a whole lot of hearsay there. But moving on, not a great set of shops here. Probably won't be looking to go to the weapon shop at any point during this game. The small non-weapon item is fine. Oh, we found a poison bro. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Exactly what we needed here. And so, get our level up in with the skills. What do we got? More poison stuff? That's fine. I don't hate taking Final Flame. We're going to be looking towards Depth Charge, or to a lesser degree, be looking towards Weatherglass, but the initial dose is going to be fine. Stacking in poison is going to be great. And so it does give me a chance to talk about where this build really tries to get itself going. And what we're going to be doing in that sense is the reason that, you know, burn tends to be better in the early game is there's just a lot more opportunities to find burn, right? We can smash all these opponents, but none of them have any good items, right? You can find cannons, you can find mantis shrimp that has burn, you can find lighter, you can find pop snappers, and so you just have this like wide variety of shops that are very good, right? You can go to an ammo shop and get burn, you can go to a weapon shop and get burn, you can go to a small shop, get burn, medium shop, get burn, large shop, get burn, like pretty much, you know, like 90% of the shops have access to burn stuff. But when we're looking in terms of poison, the things don't turn up. We got lucky here with this jellyfish, but you're typically looking at small shops, medium shops. There's no real large items that have it. There's no ammo items that have it. It just takes a lot more effort to find these poison items early. But the big thing we get here out of this expansion is that the frozen guy, I can't remember what his name is, but he's the 1 hex unit that when you freeze, the adjacent items get poisoned, and it just does super scaling with the depth charge. And so the depth charge having the multicast poison burn freeze, so it freezes, and then you get a bonus to your poison, then it freezes again on the multicast, you get a bonus to your poison. It just does super scaling all on its own. And so it's much more potent in the late game, to where you can't get that scaling with burn, and then with burn you also don't have as many aquatic items, and so it just doesn't combo nearly as well. All right, moving forward though, what are we going to do? Let's just go to the medium item shop. See if anything interesting turns up. Don't hate taking star shart. that's what happens when you got those late night tummy problems, huh? And you get the star shard out there right in the undies. But no, we'll take that for the dock upgrades. When you go to the dock, you get 5 golden experience point. We could roll, but I don't think our chances of finding good quality stuff are really good. I think I would rather just take the beach ball. And have it kind of comboing with our board, but I just don't even really want beach ball. I guess it's not that expensive to resell. But no, the medium items we're going to be looking for will be like an early weather glass, depth charge is the big one, and we're also going to be looking for figurehead. That's going to reduce the cooldown of our aquatic items. I think all of them have to be silver, and so it's a little bit early to be uh, hitting on the medium shop. But now we got a friend shop, looks good. Picked up the catfish, doubling up on the poison items is always going to feel nice. And then let's take this bronze tier aquatic item here. Maybe we'll just continue to find things that are on theme. The volcanic vents is a big reason to like that burn skill early. This is a very, very powerful early game item if you took a burn skill, but it's not quite where we're going to be looking to go after here. This stuff all looks good. Don't need narwhal anymore. We can get the catfish back in. Let's get the catfish to the left. Right, it's our rightmost when getting the big poison, and then the jellyfish should be activating faster. So that looks good. It needs to be adjacent to an aquatic. That's fine. Okay, I think this will work. Big poisons, big start here. Very strong with what we have. Right, off to battle Vanessa.
My fight isn't with
you. Ooh, see how these star sharks do. Never trust a fart, my friends. Never trust a fart. You young bloods out there, you youngsters, just taking all the time, dropping all the heavy farts, not worrying about filling up your undies with doo-doo. But man, you boomers out there, you know what I'm saying. You can't trust them anymore. Can't trust those farts. All right, what's going on here? Oh, this guy's not doing anything. I saw his. He has both of the poison skills that we do. He has the left and the right, and he's got the Yeti crab out here. This is the freeze poison thing we were talking about, but he just doesn't have any poison items. Exactly what I was talking about in terms that the poison builds can take a little bit of time to get going. We just high rolled here at the start, nailing all of these poison fish, but opponent doing the exact same strategy, but missed out on his poison bros, just getting completely annihilated out there. Now, granted, his build did have some garbage to it. Like, if you look at the way that we tried to start this with the coral armor and the barrel, we were at least conceding that we were never going to kill an opponent. We would need to do it with the sandstorm, and so we just really focused heavily in on defense. Opponent there had a lot of random shit, right? He had the Yeti crab not doing anything. He had like a narwhal, and so he didn't just go full defense as the backup plan to poison not showing up, which I think we executed a little bit better.
I know.
Alright though, next day, day 3, let's just pick up the item. We only have $8. I was a little interested in the medium shop, but we don't really have enough money to fuck around with it. Now here, we'll definitely go to the aquatic shop. Should be all kinds of goodies coming out of this thing. Nothing on day 1. Kinda sucks. I'm a fan of picking up these chimeras. They're so strong. If you're able to put a second of cooldown on it from Curio. And so at like round start, slowing 4 items for 2 seconds is a pretty big deal. So I try to pick these up along the way, even though it may not make its way into our final build. And now I'm a little concerned that we just don't have enough money to spend at this shop. Like, we can roll, but it drops us down to 5 gold. And that sounds pretty meh. And so we won't be too excited about what happened there, but just kind of is what it is. Now with this, not going to go to the Flame Dancer. If you're going towards weapon builds in any way, it's of course a great shop to go to, but we're not going to use that. We'll just take the experience points here, try and pick up that rigged skill, get those hastes at the start of the round. See if we can dome them before those big shielded hits come in. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And big poison damage is creeping in. We haven't seen any upgrade shops up to this point. That's been kind of strange, kind of odd. You don't usually see this much bronze at this stage of the game, but we'll see. You ask for it and it should turn up, and so we'll take the upgrade on the Lost Crate. With this, I typically upgrade pufferfish. It's, you know, your build does potentially split in 2 ways, right? You're either going to be building towards depth charge, or you're going to be building towards pufferfish. Like, either way is fine, but if you're building towards depth charge, you tend to want the catfish, and if you're building towards pufferfish, then you want the you want the jellyfish. But I think with this, we're more likely to just be building towards a building towards a
Chest, waiting to be filled.
shit, we can just do both now, right? We just got the level up, and this, I would prefer to be building up towards a depth charge. We'll just hang on to the upgrade hammer at this point. I don't think there's any real reason to upgrade this stuff.
Inspire the crew.
What do we got? Good, a mountain pass. It's on day 3. We'll try to escort the convoy. Oh shit, we got space on board. I hammered that. I hammered that go button a little bit too quick. I think we can still win this round. This is actually got to be fairly dangerous in that his poisons are going to blow up our damage sources, and so we're just limited to this 26 burn or 26 poison we have on board. Probably actually we're gonna lose this round, right? He's scaling up regen, and he's gonna drop the big poisons on us now. This is one of these fights to where
I'll compose your obituary.
it's a real strategy to just take your small items out so that those destroy effects don't happen. Yeah, maybe we could have taken that down. That was a little sloppy. Let's get this stuff in here though before before we forget again. What do we want? Probably we'll just add the Chimera and the goggles. Seems better than Star Chart. Star Chart's kind of shitty at this point, and then we'll hang on to the upgrade hammer. I would rather upgrade other stuff. Upgrade something like Cannonball. Upgrade something that's just going to be more in tune with our final build. We're not going to have Coral Armor out here. We're not going to have Barrel in here with our final, and so get that away. This will be an easy win though. This guy's build doesn't do anything. Just scaling up the heals. We have more health than him, and just nothing to worry about whatsoever. Well, I guess this Fang's scaling up damage. Maybe I need to slow our roll here. I didn't realize the Fang was gonna scale up with the weights so fast. I think we're okay. The damage is really creeping up on that thing. Got a big crit in there. That's bullshit. He's got like 5% crit. Still got him. What a bullshit game. Alright, good job though. Well done, team. We messed up on that one fight, but other than that, things are going smooth. So what's up here? Definitely want to go to the docks, pick up the experience point. Thank you, Star Shard. Good friend indeed. And then might as well go to B1, B2. We can put the upgrade on the jellyfish, see if it sticks around. Like the better thing right now would probably just be upgrading Beach Ball, since it would start hasting 2 items instead of 1. But I don't really see us being a Beach Ball build for too much longer. But with this, not a great set of units here. The Hellbilly is going to give us the extra experience point, but we'll just go to the Brawler, see if we can't high roll a energy potion out of this. The thing that I typically find myself doing with this is we build around Cannonball, right? It's been wild that the Cannonball's always been the kind of backup item to Powder Flask, but in this patch you get the bonuses on diving weights. Diving weights gets multicast equal to the amount of ammo, and then you really only need 2 activations on a this is going to upgrade. You only need 2 activations on a depth charge to kill the opponent, and so going for that Cannonball is quite strong, and so we're going to look for diving weights, Cannonball, depth charge, and then the aquatic cooldown guy is the kind of main components of the build. What are we going to do here? Under pressure, don't really want. Stop that, don't really want. The crit is not terrible. We could line up that crit fairly easily onto whatever poison item we have, but I think I'm going to just take a roll, find something. I would like to find either more poison stuff, and so just at this point it would be poison to all of your items. I'd like to find a shielding, like left shielding, right shielding, all shielding, to where Pearl doesn't suck so hard. Like a 10 shield Pearl, not that great. 50 shield Pearl, pretty good. None of that turned up though. I don't think we can even really use any of this shit. I'm not really planning on having any large items. The 1 damage for each ammo you have in play has like fringe uses, right? If we end up like getting the ammo build with depth charge and then we make something obsidian, I guess it does a little bit, but ugh, man, I guess it's just at least better than the nothing off of that other thing. All right, though, let's go to the small and medium shop. This is where we're going to be doing the majority of our shopping. Pretty much everything we want is going to be small or medium. Got an upgrade on Chimera. That's kind of neat. Page 2. Get the beach ball upgrade. It's fine. It's not what we were looking for, but improves the quality of our board. What do we got up next? Poison, medium. Man, a lot of good stuff. I really hate passing on Escort the Convoy. It's just the chances to hit on poison item are so good. Like, I don't know exactly how it works, but I think our chances of hitting catfish, jellyfish, drop considerably since we already have them. Right? If it rolls bronze catfish, that's just not a valid choice. Or if it rolls gold jellyfish, that's not a valid choice. And so I think our chances of hitting the items we want is quite a bit higher. Let's go poison, see what happens. Fall on a weather glass. Okay. We can work with that. Not exactly what we were looking for, but what's it at now? 2. We've got poison and slow with the Chimera. We'll just hang on to it for a little bit. I don't think it's quite strong enough yet. Kind of a bummer, but that would have been sick if it was a depth charge, right? Just get it right off to the races to that high end part of the build. What do we got here, dude? Mostly being a poison bro. Does have a big cutlass in here though. We might be okay. The cutlass isn't going to be dropping the big crits. The way I typically look at cutlass is it's not good without the enchant, but the big deal breaker here is that seaweed, right? He's got that seaweed kind of creeping up for 330 damage heals right at the very end. Very lucky, I think we finished this off. We got the tie on the round, but seaweed's an item that we would definitely like to be adding to our side of the board. All right, so what's up next? Hit up those docks. Give me them EXPs. I appreciate it. What's up in this next one? Non-weapon items. Should be fine. We haven't taken any chocolate bars this game. Feels kind of meh, but this should be okay. There's a lot of good things in here. Don't want life preserver though. I guess it might be better than barrel, but I don't think we really want it. And then an upgrade to beach ball. Okay, well, we might find ourselves going towards pufferfish if we're gonna be finding big upgrades like beach ball gold beach ball out here. Have to see how it comes together. Wanted to bring those sweet builds to you for this patch, but if it's not going to happen, we did pass on an interesting fight there. That I think his name is Preening Duelist. He tends to have a lot of very strong items for what we're looking to do. He has the cannonballs, he has powder flasks, and he has the loot item to add an additional ammo. But I mean, with how this is bringing itself together with, nothing turning up for the ammo side of the build and, having this gold beach ball early, there's a real chance that we're just digging for pufferfish here. Another tie. Wow, that's crazy. Doesn't make me feel good when we're dropping all these ties. We need to be getting better faster. But nothing too great here. Silver tier ammo is too random. We'll just take the loot item. Still a lot of decent hits there now that it's silver. Jump into the silver shop. Hopefully we hit something good. And definitely good. Definitely good. Figurehead is the cooldown reducer we're looking for. Catfish upgrade's definitely going to be fine. Do we need more space? Did we break the game? What's going on? What's going on, Raynad? Get in front of that. Hit the main menu. Did the whole game just break? It said you were burning too much luck, Bust. We got to come in and edit the server side settings, That's what we got to do. Get them changes made. Edit the config. Luck for bust, -1. Frownies.
I wore that.
All right, back to the shop.
Cinema awards.
So yeah, we want the catfish.
That piece has some stories.
Take that roll. We got a bunch of stuff to sell, so we can get back up to money if we need it. Nothing turns up on this next shop though. Feels horrible passing on Crow's Nest, right? that's what I'd rather just be doing all the time is going for Crow's Nest, but I don't think that's it. What do we got here? How are we going to do this? I'm looking to see how much money we can get. We can get like 4, 8. We can get up to 10 or so. 12 to 14 if we want. Let's just go to the Nufu for the skills. Probably costs us 10 gold at the end of the day. Almost. Submerged is probably better, probably not better than rear shielding, right? Just the 5 gold rear shielding, putting 20 shield on the item to where the submerged is only doing 3 for each aquatic. Okay. Just these things are so important for again, like if we get Pearl on board. Scales up so hard with these flat shield bonuses. All right, but what are we gonna do here? I'm okay with taking Chimera out. Come on, Reynad. Fix them bugs. It's just more of a late game item, right? The thing that you tend to find yourself, the spots you find yourself in the late game tend to very frequently be like whoever just starts activating stuff first wins. And if you get that opportunity to race in front of your opponents by dropping the 2-second slows on their board right at the very beginning and maybe hitting your stuff with haste, and then your items start churning and churning before your opponent even really gets to do anything, it's just so important to do that kind of thing on like day 13 that I really like stacking up Chimera early, try and get a gold, try and get a diamond, but at this stage, like day 5, day 6, whatever we're on right now, it's not nearly as important. It's we're both us and our opponents are going to go through a lot more cycles of whatever our items do. It's not full obnoxious mode yet. All right, we don't need Chimera in. Sharpening Stone doesn't do anything. I'm saving the Eagle Talisman for our main poisoner, be it Pufferfish or Depth Charge. And so I think we're good with what we have on board here. Double activators on the jellyfish. Catfish is fast enough to be next to barrel. Okay. Looks good. See if we can't keep that win streak going. God damn it, is it going to disconnect again? I pushed the button. I pushed the button again. Say hello to the main menu, I guess. Oh man, this is the worst part for it to happen. Like, I want to watch the battle. There we go. There we go.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Alright, so what do we got? Looks like he's doing a weather glass kind of thing. Oh no, half cannon, half poison. Or half burn, half poison. Okay. I don't think we're gonna be okay here. He's got the seaweed as well. That's the kind of mid-game thing we're really missing. Yeah, bummer.
Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
Bummer. Just not doing things fast enough. We could have upgraded a little bit, right? We could have, like, say, upgraded our barrel or something with the hammer we have, but I think it's fine. But now moving on, probably just want to take the chocolate bars here. We've only got 6 gold for the round. How are we going to do this? Probably just get rid of weather glass. I'm not too amped about it. I'd prefer to save our upgrade hammer. I'll just sell the sharpening stone. We're probably not going to have a real weapon on board anyways. And if we do, it's just going to be because we did something with obsidian. That's good. Here's the docks. Take that experience point into gold. Appreciate that. Upgrade the silver. The main item we're going to be upgrading here is figurehead. We want to get figurehead up to diamond if we can. Dropping upgrades on most of this stuff doesn't scale in meaningful ways, right? Upgrades on Jellyfish, just give it more haste. Upgrade on catfish. Is there a ton of difference between this being at like +3 and +4? Not really. And so it's not to say that these scaling things aren't great targets. I mean, like pretty much everything we have scales up well. Like all of this stuff scales better than items, but figurehead is the one that we definitely just want to get up to diamond if we can. Give me all them cooldown reductions.
The blade, the quicker the fight.
All right, so what's up next? What up, Lich? Not today. Not today. We'll just battle the foreman. This should be a very easily winnable battle. Nothing that we really want out of that wolf round. I think he has the vengeance skill. Your leftmost and rightmost item gets some kind of bonus, but I'd rather just have the financial shot here. Get the guaranteed extra gold, but then also 2 gold large items sell for big money. All right, what you got for us? Little Chris bullshit game. All right, so what's up next? Mountain Pass? Sure. What you got for us? Experience point? Bummer. Better than item, I guess, but a little bit sad. Now we can go to the small items. Definitely like to find seaweed at this point. I don't hate taking Vanessa's amulets, just try and get away from, say, barrel at this point. There is a seashell in here as well. Probably don't need the amulet. We're not going to use it. We'll take the seashell, though, and move away from the barrel. Next shot. Coral. It's not super exciting, but again, probably better than barrel. Barrel, not that impressive at this stage of the game. All right, so what are we gonna do? Get the seashell in, get the coral in. These are fastest activators at 4 seconds. 4 seconds with the other coral. Okay. There you have it. That's it. That's the build. Let's push the button and see what we can do.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody. Go ahead.
It's pretty decent here for the mid game, right?
It makes this more fun.
It's just mainly going to be a matter of, you know, finding the stuff for the late game. We definitely want to get seaweed. That's the item we're heavily missing at this point. And then we just need to find our, you know, our big winner.
Bravery
That's
without strength is a
the downside with what we have at this point. We don't have that really top-notch and strong finishing unit. Where did that damage come from with this? Dealing. I was not expecting to see 1k damage come out of... Oh, it's an obsidian bayonet. I guess that makes a lot more sense. Oh, he's also got... excuse me, he's got the augmented weaponry. Doesn't seem like these items are listed properly. Base 53. That doesn't seem right. I don't think the augmented weaponry is reading right. +3 does not seem like the right amount. But strong stuff in there. Big enchant, big skill. We just don't have those kind of things on our side of the board. But moving on, let's take some more chocolate bars. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Need a little bit more HPs, survive some of those scarier rounds like that. And up next, definitely take the gold tier skill. What you got? Give me something good. Oh, the barnacle crusted, perfect. The barnacle crusted plus the figurehead, both exceptionally strong, dropping tons of CDR on our stuff. So I dig that. Now we can hit up Curio. No, if we find the slow thing, which we have here in the barricade, that would be great. Otherwise, really just looking for the crit things a little bit and the cooldown stuff a little bit. Looking for the haste boots would be the big one, though. So let's do this. Let's get... Do the truffles make a difference at this point, right? We're going to buy the barricade.
That's a bargain.
It sells for 1. We get plus gold off of this, right? So we spend 2 gold on the truffles, sell it for 1. Oh, it only puts 1 value on the barricade. That's stupid. This game's dumb as shit. Game. Oh, do you know what we should have done there? Oh man, I missed on the hammer. I was too busy out here memeing. We should have upgrade hammered that the makeshift barricade to put the 2 seconds of slow on the Clamera. Maybe we'll have something decent like that turn up here a little bit later. But that was a the biggest mistake that we've made up to this point. Let's see. Let's put the figurehead up top. Make everything a little bit slower. Bring it back now after we've done the cooldown reducer. Man, that's a bummer. I'm a little sad that we didn't get that extra second. Like, just slowing 3 and 4 items for that much time at the beginning is so strong. Got 3.6 second things next to the jellyfish. That's okay. All right, we'll go to Chili Charles. Not a particularly strong set of opponents here. Not doing food stuff, not doing crit stuff. We'll just take the experience points off this round. No good bonus items in here or anything. It's just purely experience points. Get us to level 10 a little bit quicker. Oh, that's a bummer, though. Be so strong, right? Starting off the round, just slowing 3 items for 3 seconds. It's like almost to the point to where they're slowed for the entire duration of the catfish activation, and so yeah, it just gives us that chance to get up and running. All right, though, Chili Charles, what you got for us? Freeze thing. When you freeze, gain crit. Would be relevant if we go depth charge again. We talk about all these things we could be going towards. haven't seen any of it up to this point, and so kind of is what it is. But you know, the opportunities there. We're building up to it. So here's the dive weights that ties into it a little bit. If you're not familiar with it out of the patch, hastes items and then multicast equal to its ammo. So ideally we would have like a cannonball next to it, get it up to 6 or 7 ammo, and then also use the cannonball to fuel a depth charge. But nothing else too exciting on that page. And then the diamond beach ball. Can we afford it? How do we get up? We got to get 8 gold. Okay, we're at 8. I'm not opposed to selling off Star Chart. So I think we can just go for it, right? We're gonna be 2 items short going into this next round, but this 8 gold sell doesn't seem that bad. To just get this thing maxed out. So we'll put the crit onto the scaling catfish. I think that's okay. I guess we're only one item short, right? Not 2. We'll put the upgrade hammer on our board so we don't look like total dum-dums, right? That'll show them. That'll stick it. Oh man, yeah, maybe we'll get something out of this. Just hit that silver tier item. What you got? Something to get on board? Pop snappers? Well, I guess it does something. I guess it does something. Get this jellyfish in a little better spot. Now we should be good to go. Yeah, diamond beach ball.
My fight isn't with you.
I don't think there's a ton of toys in the Vanessa kit right now that it hastes toys or hits aquatics. Not quite sure. This guy got burning pufferfish coming at us. We got the initial burst. We took the lead with that initial poison hit, but he's definitely gonna scale over us is what's coming out of the pufferfish. We also have a couple of items just not doing anything right now, which is a little meh. It's still good enough for the victory. All right. Whew. Sigh of relief. All right, so what you got for us? Not real interested in going to the hero merchants. We just don't have the money for too much nonsense at this point. So we'll just take the chocolate bars. Nothing wrong with that. What's up next? I'd like the skills, but yeah, just being at 5 gold, I think we're stuck just picking up gold. Now here we can go to the Wandering Shoal. We can squeeze our cheeks together and maybe have that seaweed pop up, right? a lot of great hits out of this round, and so squeeze them cheeks. You got the heal thing, right? When you slow charge, works fantastically with Chimera, just popping off 4 charges right at the beginning. If that hits, the poison thing here, pufferfish upgrade, seaweed. Got the pufferfish in here. I'm dreaming. He's got those big seaweed heals though. I think we'll get him. Nice. What you got for us? Oh, cool. The thick hide. When you slow charge one item 1 second. We'll have to see if any other slow kind of things turn up. This isn't the kind of build to where I typically want to fit in something like dock lines, but getting heavy or getting a like leftmost rightmost. Leftmost rightmost is always kind of interesting with things like dive weights as well when we get to churn off a bunch of multicasts. But if the multicasts then also give us a charge, that's a pretty big deal. And so see what turns of that. Got a couple dollars now though. Go to the item shop, nothing on day 1. Day 2, we could go back to the star chart. It's a little expensive at this point. I think we're kind of star charted out, right? We got 4 experience points, 20 gold. And now that we're getting towards the end of the game, the docks don't turn up as much and we're kind of less likely to go see them. And so I think we'll pass on this one, but I do want that Yeti crab. Let us come in and scale up these poisoners just a little bit. And now the potential on our level 10. I don't really want Radiant. I really only like Radiant if we're like super invested in a single item. And none of the big single item things have actually turned up at this point. And so I'm leaning towards just taking the artist. I think I want to just throw it on Catfish. I think Catfish is going to stick with us the remainder of the game.
Space is my canvas.
And it just, everything with it scales.
Time is
And
my
so depending on whatever we hit, I think it will be fine. We hit Toxic for double poison. Very powerful coming out of that thing. So that looks good. I think we'll just even go to the Artisan of the Dunes and double up a little bit more on the Catfish here. You're getting it base 16. It's kind of like a bit of exponential growth with each upgrade, starting that poison counter a little bit higher. So that looks good. Let's get rid of these chocolate bars before the battle. All right, I think that's good. Cane main, another LOR bro, I'm sure.
Captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Nobody plays League of Legends. That game doesn't count, right? He's out here with Kane and the LOR. What do we got going on here? Weird collection of stuff. He's trying to do a bit of stuff with this deadly stingrays, doing a bit of stuff with these poison effects that he has. Feels a bit half-assed out here. Just not really focusing in on either popping off with the ray or popping off with the poison. Got that takedown. He must have gone elusive mode instead of going overwhelmed mode, huh? It's Rost, right? Rost is the only mode that we ever use. I think that's right. That sounds accurate. But all right, man, our monies are just fucked this game. We'll just go get more chocolate bars. I guess that's all you can ever really do. Can't complain about it enough. What's up next? Get a haste item? I think that's okay. Again, we just don't have any money. Captain's Wheel's fine. I don't think we're going to build into it. It is a nice build-around thing for the toxic catfish since you guarantee that the hastes land onto the catfish. But, I mean, we've already got this giant beach ball out here, and so I think it's just okay with what it is. Now, again, a lot of great hits coming out of this. This is the thing I thought we were potentially getting when you heal charge a shield. Not spectacular with our build, but kind of fits in a lot of ways. Double seaweed's great. Upgrade to catfish would be cool. Always love having tropical islands in these kind of slower builds. Just generate a bunch of health, generate a bunch of regen for free. It's another all-around great shop potential for us. Probably hit Pet Rock, but nailed it. What a bullshit game. Call up Raynad, tell him this game's bullshit. What are we doing out of this? I think we want to go to poison skills. The thing I'd like to hit is when you, or round start, haste 2 poisons. But, you know, if we get something like when you poison, gain crit or something, those could all be fine. And so we'll see what turns up. That's here at the end. When you poison, gain crit. It's not great with the poisoners that we have, but when we finally, finally find either the pufferfish or the depth charge, it'll be good then. But the upgrade shot, definitely want to get this figurehead up to diamond. That 30% cooldown is pretty huge. Now we can just go to Finn's Big Bite, I guess. It's so weird not having a pearl. If you have a pearl, I really like the plus 10 shield, but without it, I think we'd rather just take the regen. We're not going to keep the seashell too much longer. Nope, I guess we missed out on 2.5 hit points here. Bummer. Alright. Off to battle Dooley, though. I've been talking a lot of trash about Dooley, so we're probably due for a loss. Due for a loss. What's this? Multicast and Bill? Okay. Well, this is, I mean, this is exactly the round to where you can see how good that Chimera can be. Like, we immediately just slowed the entirety of his board, and our shit started popping off before he got to do anything. And it's like we hit a couple of freezes, we hit some more slows. Just completely annihilated that dude. Feels good. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get back to talking trash about Dooley now that we got the win. We got that 7th trophy. We got that big win. Let's go back to talking trash. Nothing wrong with that. But I think we're back to being good with money. We got 10 gold banked up. It's a total of 27 without really selling anything. Let's go to the item shop. See what turns up here. Seaweed finally makes an appearance. I appreciate that. Let's grab that one. And then on page 2, Tropical Island turns up. Don't think we're going to be able to afford it. We can get up to 17 with this shit. I'm not super sold on keeping Yeti Crab. Again, it doesn't do a ton without depth charge, and it feels like we're getting pretty far away from depth charge, right? We don't have a cannonball. We don't have any ammo loots. It just seems kind of hard to hit. And so, like, I'm fine to take Yeti Crab out, put Seaweed in, at least for this stage of our build. And as far as it goes right now, dive weights could come out as well. I mean, what's that? 4, go this way. 4, 4, and 2 is 10, and 6 is 16. That gets us up to 23. That's still not really comfortable with. Okay, we'll pass on that thing. I'd like to have it, but our finances are just too fucked this round. Up next, go to the Monster Ranch for sure. What you got for us? So much good stuff. I mean, the snowflake turns up. That's absolutely huge if you're on the depth charge. But I mean, who knows if we're ever going to get there? I'm leaning towards just taking the feather, getting the 6% CDR on everything, and you know, just kind of giving up on that path. Something will turn up eventually, I guess. But I don't want to take the snowflake and then finish up as a pufferfish build. So let's take feather. Move into these next shops. We can fight the veteran octopus. That'll be a reasonable win. How do we do this? We need to get all of the cooldown off of the dive weights. Then we can feather. Our dive weights need a friend next to it as well. Get that full amount of reduction on it down to 3.5 second dive weights. It's pretty fast. Pretty fast. All right. Get that octopus. Whew. Feeling good, though. Feeling good. This figurehead's so strong. What you guys doing? A little chop chop. Nobody cares. 600 poison. Just a matter of time. We're doing completely fine. Seaweeds healing for over 1k. Critting for 2k. Got to appreciate that. What was our crit at? Up to 60, 50, and 60%? Definitely more than I was expecting, but that was a pretty long grind of a battle. So what's up next? Friend money. I'm just going to take the gold tier loots. We're flush with cash again, and so why not come out and spend it? Sharpening stone's a bummer, though. So what's up next? Non-weapon items. So here, I'll take the powder flask. I don't think we're going to use it, but if the depth charge ever turns up, we're going to want to have access to that. Nothing on the second shop. Don't need astrolabes. We're already popping with the beach ball. Then the next set, we can dig for poison items. Just see if we spike something hard. Oh, the poison cannonball. Okay, okay. Things are popping. Things are coming together with this stuff. So let's take the cannonball. Weather glass. And I don't think we don't have any freeze on board. We don't have any burn. It's not going to work. Sell. Gets us plenty of money for a roll. See if we high roll something else. Oh, no, just all the good things. All the fun is here now. Beautiful, beautiful. And so, pick up that puffer fish. Pick up the depth charge. Let's see where our build just found itself. Fucking righteous. I kind of want that snowflake back, but otherwise we're looking pretty powerful here. So we get that big start on the depth charge. Like, you kind of want things like this, but I know that the thing we need to be doing is just pulling beach ball out and getting the chimera and the seaweed in. It's just tough to it's tough to know that we put all that work into getting the beach ball going, and then we're gonna cut it back out. And so I think this is still fine, though. We still have a handful of ways to get haste over onto our catfish. Do want to put an aquatic next to the dive weights. 4-second activation's pretty quick for it. I think this should be good to go. Poor beach ball. You fought so hard to get diamond just for everyone to be like, LOL, you're not good enough. And so, sad day for you. Alright, though, let's see if this pops. Again, great place. It always feels good dropping 2 seconds of slow on the double barrel right at the start. Just gives us time to start crack-a-lacking out here. Big boom coming out of the depth charge, just shutting down his double barrel again. Real pain point in only having 3 items on board. Lets us stack up our slows pretty easily, stack up our freezes, and then, yeah, 11k poison at the end of the day. Feels good. I wonder how these things looked. Oh, interesting. The cannonball. Where does the poisoning happen off of the cannon? I guess you have to have poison to get the bonus. I'm curious about the dive weights, and the dive weights not getting activations, or if they did get activations for the poison, right? Going to be a very powerful spot to put, I guess, 45 poison at this point onto the opponent, but it looks like that didn't actually pop off anything. Still interesting to see that catfish just had a massive haste stack on it, right? Dealing roughly 90 poison a shot. Good stuff. All right, so 2 days to go. And so not too much money at this point. Let's just take the regen here. 12 regen seems better than 50 experience, or not 50 experience points. That'd be sweet. 50 hit points. What do we got here? Enchanted items. That's a bit of a bummer. You can always go in there and try and hit the high roll. I don't think we're going to... Oh, shit. Maybe we can afford it. I forgot we got the diamond beach ball in here, right? We can get up to 22, 30 gold or so if we need to. Sure. Let's roll the dice and see what turns up. Not a ton of things that we could potentially hit, but might as well take a look, right? So toxic butterfly swords, a little interesting with the poison hits, but we've already got 2 poison bros on board, and it's never going to be better than the catfish. Let's get past these. Squeeze a cheek, something big. Is that turbo coral? Nah. Golden cove, too late for. Heavy harpoon.
It is unwise to turn away a messenger.
Just out here trying to have some fun. Reynad said no. And so here, we could take the upgrade onto the depth charge. If you're not familiar with it, it gives it a minus 1 second cooldown, so it should take it... I guess the cooldowns will look weird because of the figurehead and because of the barnacle crusted. But under 7 seconds now, not that bad. Then with these, not a great set of opponents. We'll just fight the Enforcer, get those extra experience points. Did they take Snowflake off of this guy? Like, take Snowflake out and put Stopwatch in? I'm not certain. Now, this opponent is kind of odd. It's definitely a a losable round as you come out with the depth charge, right? Is we put 7 frost or 7 freeze activations on the opponent. He gets to start charging up his icebreaker, and so if you don't have the scaling on the round coming out of the toxic crab, whatever this thing is, the Yeti crab, you can definitely fail there. But strong enough to get the takedown. That feels good. Nothing too exciting here. We'll take the stack time for the bonus HPs. Oh, what's up next? Could get the level up out of the Bazaar con. That's pretty big, right? We're going to hit level 14. That's going to let us get a diamond skill. Potentially get that diamond skill before the opponent gets it. And so, spot on. Let's see what happens. And so, knife tricks, strongest one ever, but we have 0 weapons in our build. Kind of a bit garbagey here. Improvised heal, I don't think it's going to be that special with just one option. And then invigorating cold is pretty decent. We don't have any round start freeze stuff, right? We don't have when you slow freeze, so that like when the Chimera activates, we get the slow, that activates the freeze activates the invigorating cold, but it should still be pretty decent on this board. We do have freezes out of the Yeti crab at 4 seconds, and so it'll activate fairly quickly. Not like a bonkers build kind of thing. It's not that kind of thing that we take and then it's like, oh shit, yeah, we're definitely gonna 10 win this one now. But it's all around just generally good. This is Vanessa with 2 large items. What's this? Interesting. Triple pearl. With the shipwreck. He's got heavy pearls over there as well, but we just got a massive amount of freeze and then poison. It's completely annihilated this dude.
Bring her about.
Nice try, bro. Nice try. Maybe that invigorating cold was good, better than I was going to give it credit for. Had we finished there. 11 hundy poison off the depth charge, 8 hundy poison off the catfish. Not bad. What did he have? Heavy pearl, and then just 2 regular pearls. Okay. Get wrecked, bro. Alright, well that's gotta make you feel good, right? Had a pretty solid just crushing of the opponent. And so here, let's take the regen. We don't have enough money to really fuck around with that stuff, so I think that's okay. Aquatic Shop seems like a better place to just try and drop a bunch of money. Nothing on the first page. Not gonna use the seashell, no need to upgrade. Page 2. Tropical Island does turn up, but as we're looking to finish off the game, it's not going to get enough time to activate. I will take the jellyfish. I don't think there's ever a world to where we switch over to using pufferfish and then want the jellyfish, but if something weird turns up, then we might as well take it. Now with this, can't beat Caltrops, bro. We don't have the shields or anything to fight through it, so we'll just have to go to the Property Baron. Take the little bit weaker opponent here, but better than nothing, huh? Better than nothing. I think this round is bugged. I played into this round before and it was pretty weird as far as how the freezes go. It's like we're dropping 7 freezes on the opponent and it feels like I've seen Billboard get frozen before, right? It's not an item that should be freezable, I don't think. And it seemed like we hit all 7 but missed on a skyscraper on that round. That could have just been RNG, I guess, but this is what it is. Get the takedown, see if we can't finish here. I'm going to take the relax for the 1400 shield. Ideally, we can just take all of the get good now kind of things and then just finish the game off on this last hour. And so take relax for 500 hit points. Thing in here. Get a loot item. It's probably going to be another plus attack. Burn. Alright, at least does something, I guess. Alright, let's do it. Level 18 Vanessa with 7 wins. Is that accurate? There's like no way that shit. Well, I guess with Vanessa, if you hit like a wanted poster early, or is that what it's called? The thing that gives you experience points for winning, then you can ramp up like this. But dude only has 7 wins. I don't know how you get to 18 that fast. I never feel like this screen is correct, but this feels like a bad omen going against an opponent at level 18, 3 levels above us with 2 wins less. He's just high rolled somewhere. Looks like he's got some kind of mega burn comp out here. Icy shipwreck to go with it. Well, we need to pop off our thing before his go. I think we're going to be okay here. We activated first, and so we just win. Funny how that works, right? What was that? What was that we were talking about wanting to pick up that Chimera early because you get into the late game because whoever activates first just wins? Huh. Interesting. Interesting, huh? And so, nice work. Good job. Well done, Bust. GG. Well played. Collect in on that 10 winner. And so, good stuff. Good stuff. Good round. Good set of 10 victories. I think that, you know, this again, it's got to be the kind of fairly common comp that you fall into as you run into these gold tier skills. Like again, if you're just following us here for the end, I think that the best route to take every single game this patch is just to go for gold tier skills. You want to start with weapon damage, left-handed, right-handed. If you can't get that, you want poison, left poison, right poison. If you can't get that, you want burn, left burn, right burn. And then from there, you probably just want to take arms dealer. But, you know, we fell into the poison path. The poison path tends to have two branches. You're either going to fall into a pufferfish style of build, which I thought we were going to land on, right? As we found that diamond beach ball very early. We didn't have the dive weights or the ammo or the depth charge. It was like it was really leaning itself into being a beach ball build. But once we hit about day 9, everything really just brought itself together. The dive weights turned up. We randomed into this poison cannonball, and then our friend depth charge turned up here at the end of the day. And to me, this has been the most successful way to go about these depth charge style of builds. It's all about getting that super low cooldown reduction with the likes of Figurehead, chasing after things like Barnacle Crusted, going into the loot items at round end, trying to spike cooldown reduction kind of stuff, and then just trying to get this depth charge to activate as fast as you can. And so that last battle, and even like the last 2 battles, are just kind of the exemplification of what this build is able to do, just activating faster than your opponent. If you're able to activate that depth charge before your opponent really does anything, then you just win. The game is just done. You get those freezes across the opponent's board. They usually have a second or 2 of cooldowns before the next set of freezes pop off. It's even worse for the opponent if they're on like a single item build and you just drop 7 seconds of freeze onto their single item. You just completely nuke them at that point. But to me, this is pretty much exactly how you want these builds to look. The figurehead and the cooldown reduction is the big thing in here. Now, we'll see what happens after this patch today. We'll see. We'll see if there's a patch today, see what happens after that. I think in the future will be a lot of interesting things with Vanessa as far as multicast activations and doing cool stuff with on-use effects. And so as you have the multicast with like dive weights and with primordial depth charge, and then you use that to scale up a seaweed, scale up a pearl. Like I kind of feel like that's one of the paths Vanessa's going to be going down soon. And so I think this stuff is very important to get into your muscle memory as well, as kind of figuring out when the cannonball is going to be better than the powder flask, building up these various ammo things, knowing how much ammo you need to get on your depth charge for it to be effective. Does it need 2? Does it need 3? Does it need 4 activations to get the win? Figuring out those kind of things. So if in a future patch, Vanessa gets a few more, on-use kind of aquatic things, then you can build down that path as well. But for this patch right here, right now, I'm pretty certain that this is about the best way to go. There is some flex potential in here. You don't have to use Chimera. It's not great if you don't have the bonus cooldown, but it's still fine. Catfish doesn't have to be in here as well. The depth charge is enough to get the kill on your opponent. And so if you're finding a good enchanted item, or you get something like really powerful with obsidian on it, or if you have a pearl with a lot of shield scaling, all that stuff can be well and good. But to me, the big thing with this build are these 4 items, right? The dive weights, the cannonball, the depth charge, the Yeti crab, and then the figurehead rounding it out. Your kind of flex space here is seaweed, catfish, and chimera. But nonetheless, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way, and you had a good time watching. This is Bustin' We. Thank you for being here.